Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the week of September 19th. Now do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Gemini. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, as well as the Ethereal Visions Tarot and the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good. Make sure we're all set up here and in view, and then we'll get right into it. Okay. Take 3 of these Keepers of the Light cards. And all right, I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So 7 of Pentacles, obviously here you can see the harvest symbolism, the harvest energy. They are taking their tool here and contemplating. As you can see, there's a kind of expression of contemplation on their face, contemplating whether or not they should take it now or allow the harvest to grow a little bit further. And so this can indicate a potential change in direction in your money life or your financial life or your career life. But this is something long-term, okay? This is likely something that you've been in for some time, whether it's an investment or a career. So the classic one for an investment would be like owning a home for a long time and deciding on what to do with that, or having retirement accounts and deciding, like, maybe you've hit retirement age, or maybe you're deciding to do something with it. Obviously I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot give financial advice, but that is the idea with the 7 of Pentacles card. Now in relationships, this can also indicate long-term, something that you've been married for a long time, or you're finding somebody who is a long-term marriage partner. It can also represent family planning in marriage as well, because there's a financial component to that for sure. Now you do have some pretty solid indications of marriage here with the 7 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Justice indicating legal situations, and the Knight of Cups. So this is coming in the future. Now it's very, timing is very hard to wrap down in the tarot. So, you could be meeting somebody like now or around this time that then grows into a long-term commitment. It's also possible that I think some of you are looking at your financial situation and kind of like, does it take you where you need to go for the long haul? Like, is this something that has staying power? And I think that that's probably more in alignment with this reading. So let's just dive into this a little bit more. So in the overall situation here, you do have this 9 of Wands card, which is all about, this can be a card of resistance. You can see that they're sort of struggling. They're holding on to this wand here, and they're holding on for dear life. This does represent some type of resistance in your life. This can also, though, talk about your need for persistence, right? And so to continue going forward and to, persevere and to not give up on the other end of it. And so this can come forward when there's like one level left, almost like it's the last card before you complete the Suit of Wands journey. The next card would obviously be the 10 of Wands, and that closes out the Suit of Wands. And so it says that you're basically there. You're almost ready to complete something. And you do have this completion in the past here with the 10 of Pentacles. So you do know what it's like to close cycles out. You do know what it's like to start new beginnings. And I would just keep that in mind. Now, in the past, you have the Knight of Cups, the Fool, and the 10 of Pentacles here showing up. So let's go ahead and start down here. I normally don't start down here, but the 10 of Pentacles is definitely a completion in your financial life. Obviously, finances and career are linked. They're very similar. Not quite, but very similar. There's crossover between both areas. And the 10 of Pentacles is a major energy of abundance. This is in the lower row, okay? So the low row is the way that you talk to yourself. It's the way that you It's what shows up in dreams. It's also something that you can't see. It's your subconscious. And so when you get the 10 of Pentacles in the lower row, it could say that you have been really speaking to yourself in a healthy way about money. If you have not, then it's a good reminder for you to do that, to always, always, always try to look for the positives, especially when it comes to abundance, money, wealth, all of those sorts of things. Money is just an energy. I mean, we put so many attachments on to money, but fundamentally money is just an energy and it's just a frequency. And obviously you need money, but there are a whole lot of attachments that we have towards money. And recognizing that, understanding that it's just one frequency, it's just one part of life. There are so many other frequencies in other parts of life, like the social areas of life, the spiritual areas of life, and just recognizing that as well. The Fool here is some type of new beginning. So you love to see the Fool. The Fool is like a powerful start in a new direction. It can represent your child self, in that this is your ability to sort of leap forward without worrying about what is behind you and without worrying about what is to come, but instead just kind of enjoying life. And so it is possible here that some of you have, you think about the Fool at the start of the journey, the 10 of Pentacles, the start of the Pentacles journey. Some of you have maybe just started anew. You've turned over a new leaf and you're like, you know what, like we're going in this new direction here, and however it works out is how it works out. And I don't know exactly where I'm going yet, but I know I'm going somewhere. And that's kind of the energy here that I get. Definitely positive stuff here. Now you do have this Knight of Cups, so going the two timelines that I'm looking at here, now going over to the love timeline, the Knight of Cups, you might have somebody in your mind here if you're single, or if you've been dating around, you might have somebody in your mind here. Knight of Cups is like, if you look up the definition of the Knight of Cups, it's like knight in shining armor type of energy. And this can be somebody, and that is to say that it's somebody that you're really interested in. You're extremely, like you might even fantasize or romanticize your life together with this person. And so there could be somebody that you really are infatuated with. In the middle column here, in the current situation, you have the Justice card, you have the 9 of Wands, and you also have the 3 of Pentacles showing up, okay? So talked about how this 9 of Wands says, don't give up, you are so close to completing something, but there's also maybe some type of resistance here. And I would say, working through whatever resistance is coming forward, obviously, is going to really help you get another new beginning. You know what? I think some of you are looking for another new beginning. You've had new beginnings here in the past. You've started things, you've kind of stopped and started. I feel like some of you have been through many cycles, you've had many ideas, and you're really looking for this next new beginning. You're looking for the start of this next new cycle here, which you have with the Ace of Pentacles. But with this 9, I would say do not be concerned, okay? Everything is working out as it's supposed to work out. You have a very positive reading here, a very, very positive. In fact, there are no real red flags in the energies here. And so everything is working out as it's supposed to work out. Now, you do have this 3 of Pentacles, which can represent reward and recognition for a quality job, or it can say that you are an artisan or a craftsmanship or a craftsman or somebody who kind of is skilled at a certain thing. You can see that by the mallet that they're holding. It can also, like I said, involve others in your work situation, like your work tribe or your work community. For sure could be showing up here. I do think just generally some of you, I have to say this, so for the collective right now, it seems like there's this push to build. Building seems to be very important, like maybe building an audience, building a community, building something, whether it's like physically building something. It seems like building right now is extremely important. And I think that that's coming in here as well with the mallet symbolism. They've built the statue here in the background. And so that seems to be coming in for you in addition to the collective. Now you have this Justice card here as well, which is Libra energy. And the Justice card says that really at the end of the day, we all get the outcome that we deserve. And so it is just your karma. It is the accumulation of the actions that you take. And it is a card of balance, it is a card of harmony, and it can also represent legal situations. And so when you think about marriage, that is a legal contract, or that is a legal situation. When you have Knight of Cups, Justice card, the Hierophant, the Hierophant is a card of marriage. You have this long-term situation. I do think that, for some of you, especially if you're single, I feel like you're really interested in someone long-term, or you're not interested at all. That's definitely something that I feel here. And what I would say is, if you're doing the work on yourself, which I think you are, that person will arrive, that person will enter. You have the Hierophant, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you also have the High Priestess here. So again, I think some of you are like stop and go, like start and like, there's some sort of repetitious energy here on the board where you're like, yeah. There's like a repetitious energy here. And I think for some of you, you're looking for this, which is this Ace of Pentacles. You can see the hand is offering out the pentacle to you, saying that there's a new opportunity, there are new paths to go down, new seeds to plant, as you see the crops here. And you can even see a path leading to the mountains. And so, I feel like some of you are looking for this next thing with the Ace of Pentacles. And it's showing up in the future. Really, though, to make the most of this, with the High Priestess showing up below it, you have to really trust your intuitive guidance. You have to trust your inner guidance. You have to trust what you're feeling. I would really pay attention to dreams. The fact that the High Priestess is showing up in the lower row, you could be really having some deeply intuitive messages, some vivid dreams. And along with that, you have this Hierophant, which again could be marriage here. Obviously, I'm not saying you're going to meet somebody and get hitched right away, but I am saying, like, I feel like this is your outcome in terms of relationships, and like that's a very important thing for you. The other thing about this Hierophant is it can talk about your workplace, the organization that you're a part of. It can talk about anything traditional in your life. And that's why I'm saying, like, some of you are also just doing long-term financial planning and like, what is the long-term viability of what I'm doing now? Do you want to get a new start in a new direction? Let's go ahead and get some clarifications on what this might be. So you have Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace, share your gifts with grace, waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. You have Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. And then you have Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful, miraculous changes are occurring. I do feel like almost right now you could have whatever you want, Gemini, but you really have to make sure your thoughts are aligned towards what you want, which starts with knowing what you want. You have to know what you want. You have to know what you want. And so I would ask you, Gemini, what do you want right now? Because as long as you find out what you want, it seems like you can just point your thoughts in that direction, and there it is. And so it sounds easy, and I think it is easy. Let's go ahead and start to clarify, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So you have the Devil, the Fool, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Four of Swords. All right, so you have 3 tens here, 3 of the possible tens in the tarot showing up. 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. They're all kind of around each other. And so, again, I've talked about how you have completed something, you've closed something out. I feel like this makes sense that you got 3 tens, because I talked about how there's this repetitious energy where it's like you've experienced that, you've experienced that, you've experienced that. Like it's almost like hamster wheel, stop and go. I keep saying that, like energy, where I do wonder if some of you are looking for another thing, and it's like, it's almost like, I almost feel like, be careful what you ask for, because remember I said, what do you want? What do you want, Gemini? Because with the Devil, one of the things is like, be careful what you ask for, because it can highlight your shadows. It can highlight the things that you need to work on. But with this, I would really focus on getting a clear, some clear direction for yourself. Okay, I want to have X amount of money on Y amount of year, on like year Y, or I want to be doing X on this date, like, or, over the next 10 years, I'd like to own 2 properties and I'd like to be financially free, right? So like, I feel like for you, anything you want is here because you have the Fool twice. The Fool is like unlimited possibilities. There's like the Fool is only limited by itself or themselves. And so the possibilities are unlimited, but it's just a matter of like getting clear on what it is that you want. And I think also what I'm saying is be careful what you ask for, because it will probably come, or it could really truly come true here. And so that's kind of what I feel like leaving you on in this reading. And I will just say that the possibilities are endless for you, Gemini, because there's no need for me to sort of extend this out. That's the key message for you. I would get very clear on your goals, on your direction, and recognize that it could really come in for you. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.